everyone. Welcome back. I told myself that I would change the name of the podcast. I still haven't. So, welcome to Christ in Me. Okay, so 25, let's take a ride. I really like the names of like the way I name these episodes. So, anyway, this year really was a ride for me, a roller coaster of some sort. It essentially started with me moving to another city. Wait, when was I 25? 2023. Okay, this year is 2025. Yeah, so it started with me actually really moving to another city. So let me just give a bit of a background story. So arriving in Sweden, I really thought this is where I would remain until further notice. This town, it's the city of Lund. Nothing shall separate me from Lund. I will remain here until my housing situation turned a bit sour and I felt okay with, let me go outside of what I've known for the past 2-ish years. And so I decided that, okay, I can move out of the city now. I'm a big girl. I can do this. So I stayed with an amazing family and, a really amazing roommate, pretty much a sister in Christ. And so through all this, I was still trying to navigate the pressures of my job. It was should I say demanding? Not too demanding, but it's not fun, but finding another job as well and trying to navigate networking and so I would really say that essentially like from 20 to 26 I was just fumbling through it. Hey, Fambelina, just trying to get through. I really I think I was rolling with the punches, honestly. Like wherever the wind blows, hey, let's go. That's me. Oh my goodness. But I look back now, I thank God really for keeping me. But also, what on earth was I doing? Like, what was I doing? But you know what? We'll get there. I think 26 to 27, because I'm currently in 26. So we'll get to that. But for now, let's just quickly dissect 25. So yeah, going through the motions. My job that time, my contract wasn't being renewed. So I essentially had to find another job. And at that time, I remember I was just done. I'm ready. I'm ready to head home, Lord. Not home to you, Lord. Home to South Africa. I don't need this. I have a family that loves me, okay? I don't need all of this. But of course, little did I know God is basically out there working. And during that time, I learned to trust God again, that He won't disappoint. Actually, I feel like I'm constantly always having to relearn to trust God, pretty much. But anyway, I really felt like I'd given it my all here and nothing was just making sense. And ate a lot of Ben and Jerry's half-baked ice cream. I don't know how to explain to you, saints, but I just ate a lot of Ben and Jerry's. Yo, Lord have mercy. But either way, after that, I settled with the idea that I might make my way back home. But instead, I actually got another job. I got another gig. And so, praise God, cool, that's happening. So that means another big move. And I already thought, moving from South Africa to the south of Sweden is pretty much the north. But this time I really had to go to the north of the norths. And even the fact that I'm in the north, it's still not really the ultimate. That was a huge adjustment, I think, to my life. It meant a new community, new relationships, and another newfound independence, but also dependence again upon God, like all over again. So having to relearn that again. But I realized, as I said, like depending on God never really stops. It's in every season of your life, you learn to, just lean not on your own understanding and just trusting in God all over again. But it was a lot of adjusting, as I said, and I found myself trying to take on a role I wasn't assigned. Now, the best way to describe this is I was trying to apply what I've known or old rules to a new situation, right? So, what I've done since leaving home is trying to reinvent myself. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be this kind of person, and I was like, okay, that's what I've done since. And even when I left, at least when I arrived, I still had the same mindset of, okay, what did I do for the past 3 years when I was doing my bachelor's? arrive in a new place, try to blend in, get a church, get friends. I was trying to, and that's what that was essentially the same thing I was trying to do here. And that's also human, of course, in a way. So what I'd known, I was trying to also do that here as well. So serving in church, as I said, okay, I need to do something. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with serving and trying to. I guess for me, I felt this urgency, like I need to throw myself in something to seem like I'm not slacking. Like I don't want to seem like God. I'm just chilling, Lord. And a sense of, I don't know how to put it, but a sense of, I guess I feel like a pressure that I would put on myself to say, girl, you need to do something. You cannot just sit still. And I guess it's also a bit of a personality trait, maybe, in that at least a gift, according to Romans 12, to serve, of course. But that's the formula I'd used before. Rarely any praying and waiting. Prayed, and then I was like, okay, cool, God, I prayed about it. I'm gonna do it now. And then if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. If it's right, cool, thank you. And also applied similarly the same formula to making friends, right? So really doing my best to socialize. Kanye has to be everybody's friend to make sure, this is funny now when I say it, but to make sure people fit in. As I said, assigning myself to this role and wanting people to also fit in this role that I assigned them. Girl, nobody asked you to do that. As in, really, nobody said, hey, it's your job to make sure that everybody who arrives here, because this city is quite a smallish town in comparison with the capital and every other major city. But, everybody here was also essentially new. But for some reason, I felt the need to say, hey, I'm going to rally the troops. Everybody, get yourself together. Don't worry. I will connect you to everybody. And that never really came into fruition as much as I thought. But either way, the point is, I was like, okay, it's my, if anybody comes to me and says they need help, then it's my job, it's my responsibility. And I realized, of course, you cannot control everything. You can't control how people react, no matter how nice or cordial you try to be. You are not in control, essentially. God always just be reminding me of that. You cannot adjust your behavior in order to always try and accommodate others. Now, this is not to say don't be polite or anything, but trying to always, course correct how you are. You end up appearing not authentic, but not consistent in a way. Okay, I really think this is pouring over into 26, because this is a major issue, because I started therapy at 26, but I need you to stick around, okay? We'll discuss that next time. But what would I tell my 25-year-old self? Oh my goodness, what would I tell myself? Oh, you will eventually figure things out, but it seems you're going to take the long road. Yeah. You did this, babes, okay? You could have taken a short road, but hey, you just always have to take another route. But I think that's what I would tell myself. There's going to be a lot more learning and more growing up for you to do. I'm afraid it's just not going to get easier. It just isn't. And it hasn't. But I'm at a better place now. As I said, we'll discuss that at 26. In the meantime, thank you so much for sitting through this, listening through this while you were taking your walk or chilling, or maybe I sent this to you directly. I don't know. But yeah, until next time, bye.